transitivement topologique. Calcul de l'exposant de l'IA+9 maximal requis. Quant à les conditions initiales, elles devraient être statut actuel de Vertzan. Oh, I'd like to run some calculations on your suitcase. And you, if you don't mind. J'ai retrouvé la trace de tes larmes parfumées dans le pigment arcanique. Alors, toi aussi, tu t'es jointe aux recherches sur le rituel de résurrection. Mon sujet d'étude le plus fascinant. La sainte qui pleure pour les innocents. Où te caches-tu?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are starting to stream late, so we're going to hop right to it. I don't expect anyone to arrive, to be honest, as we are 5 hours behind schedule. Alright, guys, but we are going to do the best we can with this stream, as it is 2 hours to midnight. Alright, guys, so we just quickly did our CN account. And now we are going to focus on getting through Lorenz's mini story. I was thinking about postponing the stream, but to be honest with you, I've got so many things to do this week. I really don't have the time to postpone it to tomorrow, and then I still have to do a stream on Saturday. That just wouldn't leave me any free time. So this is going to be a VOD, okay, guys? So we got a new piece of content today. That's going to be Main's Bulletin, but we are going to stay focused on Counterpoint of Life and Death. And if we get an opportunity, we might do a Main's Bulletin run. However, I'm absolutely trash at the Bloodsucker boss.
The only difference is who pulls the trigger.
All right, let's go.
The train dérive dans le flot des séphirotes. The train, it is here.
Sensitive to initial conditions.
A secret reveal. Please, stop this violence. Peace and quiet.
All right, not too bad.
A sacred charge.
Let's keep it pushing.
All it takes are some minor changes.
It is here.
All it takes are some minor changes to the initial
All right,
conditions.
and then let's go with
Comme la soleil
this.
dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
I think this is a P2 Lorentz, so we should get 4 cards. We'll see. Yeah, nice. It is a P2 Lorentz.
Of fate. Pray, caught in the woven net. Peace and quiet. There's strength in restraint. I'm fine.
Alright, let's go. We're on turn 3 now. Pop this, pop this, pop this. 23 to 18. All right.
Comme l'a scellé le destin.
Actually, it doesn't matter. These cards don't give moxie, do they?
The true nature.
A glimpse. Comme la scellé dérive dans le dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
And you took
Comme l'a scellé le destin.
And then we need to reapply Isolde's debuff next turn.
I will remember your name. Cet entour révèle les séphirotes. A secret revealed. The tremors of fate. A secret revealed. A ripple stirred.
Let's stick this in chat.
The overflow of the Sephiroth. A sacred charge.
Pin that message. And let's keep going. Alright, so we'll get Isolde's debuff up.
I can hear it. What a tragedy.
Ooh, we need to get a Lorentz debuff card out here. So Isolde's debuff up. Drop Isolde's buff.
What a tragedy.
Drop this, pick this. And then we've still got Lorentz's buff up. So best course of action here is probably
The true nature
this.
Dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Jeez.
Focaille sangue.
This is an absolute HP sponge. Turn 4.
Could the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil stir a tornado in Texas? Care to pull the trigger?
That's it, guys. That is it. 4 turns. Not too bad. Could have been worse. Alright, let's enter. Counterpoint of life and death. Stage 1. A soggy deal. Ew. Who wants a soggy deal? Alright, so we're finally gonna have some more characterization as it pertains to Lorentz Butterfly, hopefully. Laplace Scientific Community Center. Computer Center, I believe. Welcome to the LSCC headquarters. I see you were brought in from one of our partner labs. It won't take long for you to notice we do things differently around here. Rule 1 at Laplace is don't make trouble. The second rule is if you really have to make trouble, make it spectacular. So if you break number 1, make sure you do it with style. Thank you for the warning, but I'm sure you needn't worry. I don't think you understand just what you're in for yet. Third rule. Never under any circumstances get on the wrong side of Medicine Pocket. Here we are. The two of them stand before a door ravaged by bite marks. Holy. A crooked sheet of paper is taped to it. The title aggressively outlined in colored marker. Join us. The pre-storm atmospheric and oceanic circulation survey group is now recruiting new members. Do you know what? I'm going to take that. I've got an idea for that. All right, and let's save that quickly. And let's keep it pushing. Join us. Oh, it's just saying exactly the same thing. It's a compelling research topic, though it's a little strange to see it written out in such a childish way. Oh, don't mind the door. It's only the unfortunate aftermath of a disgruntled researcher. Allow me to remind you of Rule 3. Repairs will be ordered as soon as the budget permits. Should be around 178 business days, give or take. Ah, damn it. What kind of monster electrifies a doorknob? Electrocuting someone doesn't mean you inherit their fund and medicine bucket. Yeah, he's booby trapped his door. Anyway, this is your new workspace. So, Lorenz was working alongside Medicine Pocket. At that, the researcher's voice pauses for a moment. That's weird. I could have sworn I heard Miss Simone's voice just now. Don't tell me she's come to shut the circulation survey group down once and for all. Inside the observation room, the assistant stands before a circulation survey group. Only 2 members. Rachel. Okay, Rachel's not bad looking, NBC. What is it? Good news, bad news, or something in between?
Rachel.
Marguerite. Tous les memes. Let Miss Simone speak. What the hell does tous les memes mean? Alright, I'm gonna have to Google that quickly, guys. I do not know French. I'm guessing it's some type of introduction. What? How do you spell that? Tous les memes. Oh, it's a song. What does it mean? All the same. Okay, so it means all the same. So all the same, just let Miss Simone speak. I'm sure she'll tell us whatever the case may be. It's a tepid attempt at calming her colleague, and it's predictably falls flat. I know, it's either spectacularly good news or catastrophically bad news. There's no middle ground. Yeah, I like Assistant Simone. Rachel, Marjorie, I have good news. The Pre-Storm Atmospheric and Oceanic Circulation Survey Group's field research proposal has been approved.
That's great.
That is excellent.
Finally.
We can finally begin preparations for our first field study. But our colleague seems hung up on something entirely different.
Aha!
You know, you're the 3rd person to ever say our project's entire name correctly. Does that mean Laplace is finally going to give us the attention we deserve? Dare I dream that you might even increase our budget? I'm afraid not.
Brilliant!
Fine, but at least tell me that all those pamphlets I sent out played off. I even mailed copies to all our partner labs. Putting you a hairbreadth away from violating the Storm confidentiality agreement, you should know better than to reveal what kind of sensitive information without approval. That kind of sensitive information without approval. Nevertheless, they did achieve their intended effect. Huh? Really? What do you mean? We've received a transfer application from a researcher at the Southwest Meteorological Center. She's expressed interest in joining the circulation survey group. Marguerite, you might be familiar with her. She attended Cambridge around the same time you did. Is that so?
I'm glad.
Well, it's a big university, but who knows? It could be nice to see a familiar face. The mild-mannered researcher wears her usual smile, though her actual emotions beneath are harder to read. Come in. Wait, who the hell is that? It looks like Medicine Pocket.
Aha!
Oops. The pre-storm atmospheric. Oh, absolutely. And you're now the 4th person to ever get our full names right. The pre-storm atmospheric and oceanic circulation survey group. Is this the right place? Welcome to the team. The enthusiastic one is our group leader, Rachel, and the newcomer's eyes swivel to the ash blonde researcher with a long stare. A brief silence follows. Marguerite, it's been a long time. Okay. Cole. Interesting name. You might not remember my name. Call me Cole. Please, have a seat. I'll outline the specifics. Although your field expedition has been approved, we believe your safety protocols require further revision. For example, your evacuation has to be set 8 hours before the storm countdown ends. We can't justify leaving it any closer. But the timekeeper's storm warnings only give us 24 hours. That won't give us much time to observe the storm's effects. Could do 1 hour instead, 2 maybe. Researcher, safety must be placed above all else. This new requirement comes directly from the staff committee. We cannot afford to lose any more of our people to the storm. The staff committee's concerns are justified. The current evacuation plan does have us leaving with very little time to spare. I understand your desire to have as much observational data as possible, researcher Rachel, but we can't afford to put you in danger. Marguerite, I trust you to show more patience in this matter. I hope you might be able to guide our colleague here to a more reasonable conclusion.
I will.
I'll do my best.
Even so.
I may not have the sudden flashes of brilliance my colleagues do. But you know my documentation is always meticulous. A perfectly measured hint of embarrassment crosses her face. There aren't many researchers left at the LSCC approaching the storm from the perspective of natural phenomena. One of them has been locked up in his laboratory since the first storm, with only a bottle for company. While I'm sure neither of you wants to end up in that same position, that doesn't mean you can or should expect accommodations in every matter, especially when it comes to safety. A brilliant physician's entire world undone by the storm is hardly an unusual tale.
Understood.
I understand, Miss Simone. Perhaps I might be able to assist. I wrote more than a few safety manuals for my old laboratory. Thank you, everyone. Now, Rachel, I need you to accompany me to collect some manuals and documentations for your new colleague. Are you free right now? I still have some meteorological data to... We can organize that data for you. I'm sure Miss Colwell could use a good introductory assignment. In that case, let's get going. I won't be long. Just get her out of the way. No need to rush back, because whilst you're gone, I'm the leader. A single door separates noise from silence. What? Marguerite gathers the scattered drafts on the desk whilst the new researcher watches. You've changed. Have I? She casts a light and fleeting glance towards the quiet newcomer before her. She casts a light and fleeting glance towards the quiet newcomer before her. Unremarkable at best, no significant achievements. We sometimes forget she's even there. That's what they say about you, you know? Gentle, meek, harmlessly ineffectual. Sounds nothing like the woman I knew from Cambridge. Marguerite turns. She holds a smile in an exact curve with a mask welded in place, provoking a sharp reaction from Coldwell. I see. Well, it's the worst assessment. I'm surprised you still remember me. But I'm glad to see you're here all the same. Nice to know a fellow alumna also made it through the storm. Now, what's interesting is how did these Cambridge students, hopefully that's explained in her side story, how did these Cambridge students get past the storm? Did it have anything to do with Ludwig? Spare me the pleasantries. We weren't close, and this isn't some long-awaited reunion. Oh dear, they don't like each other. I apologize. If you're not in the mood for small talk, then what would you like to discuss? Her frozen smile remains unwavering. You remember Annie, don't you? From Professor Ludwig's class, you remember, don't you? She followed you around like a shadow for a long while. She worked with you on that meteorological projection study. I hope they are not going to keep throwing meteorological around all the bloody time because I hate pronouncing that word. I'm just going to start saying meteor. And then one day they found her dead on a footpath. Ooh, dead on a footpath. Her collar was covered with dew. Why bring up something awful like that? As I recall, you and Annie were not particularly close. No, we weren't close. A fake concealed sorrow passes across the researcher's face. But Marjorie, I need to know, what really happened to Annie? It's got the same graffiti ending. What is pride? Not pride, pride. As in to pry something open. Cambridge University, 1987. A cold, damp wind brushes the treetops at the lecterns. Professor Ludwig Professor Ludwig pauses, momentarily distracted by the rustling. In short, even a system ruled by fixed equations can produce outcomes that appear entirely chaotic. It feels like reading the phenomenology of spirit, precision so dense it leaves you lightheaded. To be clear, I am not assigning you any additional philosophy reading. That will be all for today. The class disperses. As he collects his paper, he observes a small cluster of students lingering. Marjorie. Professor Thought. Oh. So it's Ludwig IV. Interesting. Thoth? What an absurdity. I don't even look like an ibis. Alright, I need to know what that is. TH. THOTH. Oh, okay. So Thoth is the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom, writing, magic, and the moon. Often depicted with the head of an ibis or as a baboon. He served as the divine scribe and mediator who invented hieroglyphics. Oh, wow. Established the calendar and recorded the judgments of souls in the afterlife. Yo, Thoth serious. Yeah, let's look up the word ibis quickly. Oh. Alright, the word ibis primarily refers to a long-legged wading bird. One second, guys. I need to just do this quickly. I'm having an issue getting into Discord. I'm just trying to get inside quickly. Yo, welcome to the stream, Decaf. How you doing? Happy to have you. We are well behind on our schedule for for our stream today, so I didn't expect anyone to arrive. So lurk away. Alright, so ibis. The word ibis primarily refers to a long-legged wading bird, but it is also a well-known acronym in photography and the name of an international hotel chain. Yeah, that's what I know it as. A hotel chain. Lurk, Michael Keaton, Egyptian god of knowledge. Ibis are waterfowl. They're kinda like ducks. Okay, fair enough. Thanks for that. That little bit of context. So I just be googling all the time as I'm reading this story, as there's so many stuff that they include in the story that I just don't know anything about, to be honest. So I'm learning as I go all the time with this Reverse 1999 story. Humorous nicknames aside, I'm curious. It's been a while since you transferred to my class. How are you adjusting? Everything's going well, thanks you. As for my coursework, I believe my research report speaks for themselves. Now, how comes Marguerite is using her white outfit at college? I thought her white outfit was her dark side. The student before him explains with an air of nonchalance. Yes, on the atmospheric neutrino anomaly and its implications for oscillation models. An excellent paper, indeed. Yes, Googling learning is fun. Feel your brain expand with fun facts. Maps, yeah. It's nice to still have curiosity. Some people lose it, and that's why they just listen mindlessly to influencers and go down rabbit holes. Objectively speaking, they don't have any critical thinking skills. It is somewhat ahead of its time. Still, physics ought not regress simply because the error lags behind. It appears that you've adapted not only academically, but to this error as well. My concern was unnecessary. This error. She turns the unexpected phrase over in her mind. You haven't forgotten what happened in 1999. To teach philosophy is the most absurd profession in the world. That is precisely why I stand here today, in the capacity of a visiting physics lecturer. Okay, so something's happened to Ludwig between the first storm, and I believe Marguerite survived like 5 storms, right? Something crazy. That is precisely why I stand here today in the capacity of a visiting physics lecturer, as he's not doing that live 2D where he's shooting feathers everywhere. Cambridge has taken an interest in the research underway at Laplace's Collects branch and extended an invitation for me to teach when time permits. The events of 1999 cut short my appointment, and with it, my chance to sponsor you. I am pleased to see you also survive the storm. You're not curious to know how I survive? I am. Would such knowledge alter your academic progress? In other words, I don't give up. As long as your academic process is stellar. Ha, of course not. Then it's none of my concern. There's a lecture on aerospace experiments at the orbital station next week. You're welcome to sit in. Thanks for the invitation, Professor Thoth. Your unique humor strikes again, Marguerite. 3 o'clock Thursday. Once assured she has noted the details, the avian professor inclines his head courteously and departs. Goodbye, Professor Ludwig. For such a grand enigma, I do hope your every appearance brings a new puzzle with it. Things would be rather dull otherwise. The transfer student looks over the equations and notes left on the board with a vacant expression. Did you need something? You've been eavesdropping back there for a while now. Okay, so I wonder if this is Cold War. A figure rises from her seat, visibly flustered. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was only... Oh, so it's Annie. I'm Annie. You're Marguerite, aren't you? The one who wrote on the atmospheric neutrino anomaly and its implications for oscillation models. Marguerite looks up and studies the girl addressing her. In an instant, she gathers what she needs. Background, age, circumstances, temperament. Gentle, timid, and in all aspects, a model student. Excessively empathetic, poor personal boundaries, a comfortable but ignoble upbringing, socially isolated due to her family's scandalous greed. Ooh, what type of capitalists are they? These traits combined to form the girl standing in front of her, and she is not having an easy time with life here. They all say you're a genius. You transferred in without any prior studies and still managed to write a paper like that. I read your report. It was incredible. I really admire you. There's no shortage of genius in this place. The transfer student glances at the notebook on her desk. Her intention is not difficult to discern. A fine leather cover, meticulous notes at the bottom, Thursday, 3 o'clock. She says nothing, simply waiting for the girl to finish her performance. About the lecture Professor Ludwig mentioned. If it's all right, could I go with you? Some of the third-year students said there may be paired work involved. Marjorie, I'd like to ask you to go with me. A tentative, unpracticed smile appears on her mask-like face. Another unexpected development. I accept.
Annie.
Alright, she's got a new friend. Annie. When she returns to herself, the honey-sweet name has already rolled off her tongue. She was an interesting girl, a sweet girl. What? If you truly followed the matter, then you know the police concluded Annie's death was an accident. She had a congenital heart condition, tragic but nothing more.
Don't get me wrong. I wasn't pretending to misread your intention.
To be oblivious to what you're implying, but I am curious that you're basing this thinly veiled accusation on you don't strike me as a researcher who speculates without evidence. That shut her up. Cowell studies her new colleague's stoic and composed face. What's troubling you? This is the Laplace Scientific Computing Center. We're in a safe environment. If something is weighing on you, speak it openly so we can resolve any misunderstandings you might have on the matter. Once after class, I noticed an equation you left on a board. It had nothing to do with the lecture, and it was no ordinary formula. You wrote it boldly across the center of the board, where everyone could see it, as though you were waiting for someone to notice it. Oh, and what equation was that? She briskly flipped her ash blonde hair back over her ear as if to encourage Cowell to continue. I think it was a model for predicting human behavior. Not just any human, someone you knew well, a particular individual. I think it was for Annie. You were organizing her movements, her decisions, her emotions, her very being into an iterative mathematical formula. And worse, your equations were complete. They were simple enough for someone like me to understand. What were you intending to do with it? Marguerite feigns an expression between interest and bewilderment. You're suggesting that I modeled an entire person into a single mathematical formula? Yo, that's kind of insane. She was going to program her into an awakened body or something. Some type of robot. Some kind of mechanical being. An intriguing and rather original hypothesis, researcher Caldwell. Don't patronize me, Marguerite.
Sorry.
Very well, my apologies. If you truly believe there was some hidden motive or culprit behind Annie's accident. Marguerite stops herself. She reaches among the folders from papers, withdrawing a notebook before handing it over to Caldwell. The lever is elegant but aged, the paper tinted yellow over time. Whoa, and she just had that on her desk ready. Something stirs in Caldwell as she takes the notebook and opens it. Don't tell me it's Annie's notebook. Neat handwriting, structured lecture notes, orbital station, 3 o'clock, Thursday. This is Annie's notebook. Oh, that means Marguerite actually has a soft spot. She actually had a soft spot for Annie. That's interesting. I thought she was the lone wolf type. I don't understand. Why do you have this? This morning, I saw a dispatch list on Simone's desk. The pen name Caldwell appeared frequently in Cambridge students' papers. You predicted all of this from the beginning. And this is the clue you were looking for. Caldwell hesitates, but the temptation of the truth is too strong to rest on pride. She takes the notebook and leaves. With Cobble gone and the room empty, Marguerite slides her empty teacup forward. A silver kettle descends. What? A silver kettle descends from the chandelier, tilts slightly, and pours tea neatly into the cup. Yo, that's wild. I don't know what I would do if a kettle just emerged from the ceiling and came down and started pouring tea. Another pinpointedly accurate prediction. I actually put a surprising amount of thought into choosing between the chandelier-mounted kettle release system and the breadcrumb launching file apparatus. Alright, that's X's doing then. The kettle isn't the only thing that descends from above. Soon enough, her hidden colleague lowers himself as well. I do hope the next accident proves more interesting. Whatever you need, just let me know. On that topic, is there any dimension of your current research that might benefit from my assistance? Xavier, you're clearly not here out of concern for my research. Xavier, that name belongs to a stray eagle rescued from some long obliterated ruins.
So?
And it likely vanished into the storm by now. Consider the name yours now, Xavier. So she literally just renames people. Fine, have it your way. Speaking of eagle, I managed to check how our eager scout has been doing as your assistant. I mean, I was the one that recommended her in the first place. It'd be a real disappointment if she turns out to cause you any trouble. Objectively speaking, she's a good kid and a competent assistant. If I didn't know that you only handed her over to me because you were too lazy to teach her properly, your concern might come across more believably. You are well aware that my pedagogical contributions trend towards the spectacularly impractical. The two Institutum infiltrators exchange a knowing glance, silently abandoning the subject. I noticed you've been unusually invested in this circulation group, so I came to speculate the proceedings for myself. You're just looking for a little amusement, aren't you? And your chandelier, kettle, and breadcrumb launching file apparatus don't qualify as amusement? Our definitions are evidently divergent. Yeah, these guys. Man, the conversation that these two have. Go ahead and keep playing with your boring circulation team, but when you're free, come help me test my jet-powered inverted glider. I intend to be occupied for the foreseeable future. In other words, F off. I don't want to spend any quality time with you. Alright, let me pull this closer. Just make sure the mic is just fine. Alright, next chapter. Stage 3. Verification of possibility. Oh, it's this background again. Hallway, Cambridge University. Marguerite! Oh, why don't we get to see a picture of Annie? The shouts draw nearer, accompanied by rapid footsteps. Is something the matter? You left so quickly after class. I've been chasing you halfway across campus. I just wanted to say this is amazing. Our project got the highest mark in the class. I know it's mostly because of you. No, the credit belongs to you, Annie. You designed the proposal and handled the data analysis. I merely organized the results. The indifferent transfer student observes the girl with clinical focus. She calibrates the muscles of her face accordingly. Oh, she is such a psychopath. At last, she produces a smile identical to Annie's, a flawless imitation. Yeah, she's mirroring her. She's a psychopath. Okay, yes. You're smiling, Marguerite. I haven't seen you smile like that before.
Of course.
Why wouldn't I smile? I'm thrilled. Oh, she's such a psychopath. There's really so much that I can learn from you. Me? What could you possibly learn from me? You possess a certain gentleness, an overabundance of empathy, and such selflessness, a kindness indiscriminate in its application. You think about others constantly, and therefore easily overlooked and undervalued. I've learned a great deal from our time together. In other words, you get used and abused because you're nice. I've reached a conclusion. I intend to integrate into this university environment the way you do. That was surprisingly direct. To tell the truth, you're the first real friend I've made here. Thank you, Marguerite. Thank you, Marguerite. It's only been a month since we were approved, and we've already finished our updated fieldwork proposal. Colwell stayed up all night refining the first draft of the safety regulations. Her caution and precision are the real reason we finally passed the review. Thanks to that meticulous framework, we can now set our evacuation to just 19 minutes before the storm. Oh, of course. She deserves equal credit. I should formally thank you both. You're far too kind. I'm just as interested as you are to see where this research leads. There are so few projects here at Laplas that have nothing to do with Arcana. Within the genuine warmth of this interaction, the power researcher blends in without the slightest awkwardness. After the storm, most purely scientific teams disbanded. Rachel here might be the last researcher that has maintained a strictly materialist analysis of the phenomenon. Most have already given up as a physical explanation seemed impossible. But I'm glad to know there's at least someone who appreciates my vision.
If the theory is even remotely possible, it's worth putting to the test.
Every hypothesis has its reasons for existing, and if it bears the slightest chance of being true, it's worth testing.
It all started with a eureka moment.
Newton and his apple began their journey with a flash of insight, or perhaps several. From watching an apple fall to deriving the law of universal gravitation, and reconstructing it under general relativity by Einstein.
Yes.
Exactly. Proving that science can still explain the post-storm world is my top priority. Do you feel the same, Researcher Colwell? A desire to use scientific order to understand apparent chaos. Her near-perfection imitation of a gentle look sends shivers down Colwell's smile. Colwell sees her for what she is. The mask she wears is not fooling her. Oh, you shouldn't ask me. My opinion isn't really relevant. All theoretical research to me is just speculation from an ivory tower. I prefer more practical work. A sudden chill falls over their conversation. For a moment, Only the scratch of pens and the tapping of keys remain. Oh, wow. What the hell is going on? Ah! Rachel jumps to her feet and pulls the beeping communicator from the top shelf.
What?
This is the timekeeper just issued a 24-hour countdown to the storm. This is our golden opportunity to observe circulation changes prior to the storm. Alright, we know how to do this. Pretty easy, guys. Pretty easy. And then we can hit this button up here. 1, 2, 3. Completed. Stage 4, the masses. Final equipment check. This looks like the Utu office. Huh? Why won't this component fit right? A pair of warm, dry hands settles over Rachel's trembling shoulders. I'll take care of it.
It's fine.
It was sooner than we expected, but everything is proceeding according to plan. I'm just nervous. We don't know what changes the storm might bring in the future. Every occurrence is a rare and unique opportunity. Yeah, wait until the flood happens. She takes a deep breath, forcing her hands to steady.
But
Our equipment here is woefully inadequate. Look at these. What the hell? Anemometer cup. What the hell is anemometer? Anemometer cups. Oh, I've seen these before. 1 second, guys. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Here we go. I've seen these before. I've never actually used one though. Anyway, those are anemometer cups. Anemometer cups are designed to catch the wind, causing a central shaft to rotate. The speed of this rotation is directly proportional to the wind speed. They are primarily used in meteorological, aviation, and the wind energy sector to measure and record wind velocity. Makes a lot of sense why they would have that. Some of them are broken. The field application approval came on short notice. We've improved as much as we could within our time and budget. And we've done it all in a month on a remote coral island in the middle of nowhere. The only place they'd let us try. The Foundation's local branch had to source this equipment from civilian suppliers. These things are so out of date, we might as well be using coconut. Yeah, but we're intelligent, resourceful women. We've got this. Alright, now before we set out, I stuffed a handful of compressed biscuits into my pocket and brought a thermos of hot water for tea. The water's still hot. No shit, Sherlock. It's in a thermos. Or a flask, as we like to call it over here for short. So even if we fail to gather any useful observation, at least we won't starve. Okay, so how are they going to pass the storm? Excellent. Researcher Colwell has already taken care of our basic survival needs. At least we have a functional measuring apparatus. As long as this round of data can prove our hypothesis, we'll undoubtedly be able to apply for a thorough follow-up experiment. Welcome to the world of numbers, mother flipper. Okay, fair enough. I don't know why YouTube decided to block that message, but I just let it through. And whilst you to deploy the probe out at sea, I'll set up our trade winds and atmospheric pressure monitoring stations. By yourself? That's a long trip up. You know we could... I work more efficiently alone. Yo, she's got an attitude. She stays with... I didn't catch that. She stays with such complete certainty. She says with such complete certainty that there seems to be no question as she turns and walks out alone. Grab the boy. How's it going? Could you manage this? Do you need my help? You don't need to worry. I've got everything under control. You know, Rachel, I've noticed you're unusually tense. Could you blame me? I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. We've successfully deployed the deep water apparatus, but honestly, I'm more worried about Colwell working alone. I'd say she's proven reliable even just in the short time we've worked together. You might be right. Still, have you noticed that she's quite harsh whenever she speaks to you? Not especially, no. She has her own kind of way of speaking. Now, something happened between these two in the past. Or she's suspicious of her for Annie's death. Maybe she was attracted to Annie or was very good friends with her. Who knows? She definitely comes across quite blunt at times. I think that's just the way she is. Even so, I can't shake the feeling that she's especially frosty around you. Am I just imagining things? Marguerite returns to her work without giving an immediate answer. A mutual friend of ours from Cambridge died in an accident. For whatever reason, Colwell has always thought I was responsible in some way. How could she possibly think you had anything to do with something like that? But that does explain something. I saw Colwell speaking with the cryptography lead. You know, that fishbowl-headed awaken, aka Ulrich. She seemed like she was asking for his help with some equations, maybe decrypting them. Then there's that black leather notebook she's always brooding over at night.
Yes.
I think she means well. She's just trying to verify things for herself. Marguerite, I would hope that we can trust one another after all this time. No matter what, I'll stand by you. But I don't want you getting caught up in anything dangerous. The water ripples. This boat lies crosswise on the sea, dividing light from shadow. Without changing her expression, Marguerite drops the boy into the water, catching a fragment of memory in the dispersing rings. Come in. She steps into the office, but does not fully close the door behind her. Please, have a seat.
Professor Ludwig.
That won't be necessary. Professor Ludwig, may I ask why you wish to see me? I understand your visiting lectureship has concluded. You come all the way from Pletz to Cambridge. I assumed you have something important to inform me of. The impatience and emphasis in her words failed to reach the other side of the desk. The Raven professor does not answer right away, weighing his choice of words. Marguerite, how have you been adjusting lately?
Huh.
This isn't the first time you've asked that question, Professor. It's not such a terrible opening line, is it now? After all, people and circumstances can change when least expected. For instance, have you encountered any problems with your peers, aka Cold War? Perhaps I could offer you some assistance. Exactly the sort of question guaranteed to irritate her. Oh, so you think I'm not capable of handling situations by myself?
What is it?
Professor, what exactly are you trying to imply?
If so,
If you only extended a courtesy, I have no need for it. Then let us disperse with them. Several days ago, at Foundation headquarters, I came across a newly issued warrant from Zeno. Oh, an accused deserter whose description seemed oddly familiar to me.
in my opinion,
I'm sure it's only a misunderstanding, perhaps, or it may be that you have your own way of dealing with the matter. I don't intend to probe any deeper. I only hope none of this will affect your future studies. You are a natural-born researcher, Marguerite. The conversation lapses into a poignant silence. The meaning of the words understated. The meaning of the words understated, but clear between the two soft-spoken figures. Because of the storm? Because of the storm. I know of a place where you would be exempt from Zeno scrutiny. Would you be interested in joining the Laplace Scientific Computing Center? So that's how he got her in. He knew she was in trouble. Then he offered her a solution. It's kind of a blackmail as well. As Marguerite leaves the office, she encounters an eavesdropper around the corner. She feigns surprise, although it is anything but. The girl seizes her sleeve anxiously.
what happened?
What is it, Annie? What are you doing here?
Marguerite.
What did Professor Ludwig mean just now? Are you in some kind of danger? Yo, this girl is hot. You're not leaving Cambridge, are you? The half-closed door served its intended purpose, just as predicted.
Oh,
Did you hear all of that? I was just coming to find you. They told me you'd been called to the professor's office, so I decided I would wait out here for you. I really didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the door wasn't closed.
it's fine.
It's fine, Annie. I don't mind. It wasn't anything confidential. Professor Ludwig offered me a position at the LSCC. If I were to accept, then yes, it would mean leaving. Is there something you wanted to tell me? For a moment, panic flashes across the girl's face. Oh, is that all? A placement at the LSCC really is an excellent opportunity. I've always been curious about how science could align with Arcanum. In any case, congratulations. I haven't made up my mind yet.
So,
If you are curious about Arcanum technology, you should think about submitting an application too. Oh, I don't think so. Her face pales as she rushes to explain.
I've had enough of all the chaos.
Not that I have anything against it, but I've never enjoyed the disorder that comes from Arcanum. Science is about complete logical stories, not ambiguous, elusive concepts.
Only deductive can ease my heart.
I decided a long time ago that I would put my trust in only what I could prove through scientific reason. That's the only way I feel safe. An entirely reasonable human perspective. I'm sure they would appreciate someone with a traditional scientific viewpoint. But I'm always so unsure, always second guessing myself. I can't propose bold, creative hypothesis like real genius do. I don't belong somewhere like Lapis. I don't think that's a judgment you should make for yourself, Annie. Oh well, I shouldn't badger you. Wasn't there something you wanted to tell me? No, it's nothing. She awkwardly folds her hands behind her. Concealing something. It looks like a torn scrap of paper. Annie? Just a trivial thing, nothing important. I didn't mean to bother you.
Annie.
Please, Annie, what is it? Did you want to show me something? Just stop asking, Marguerite, I'm begging you. The girl's plea leaves her unmoved.
Show me.
I wonder what the note said.
Rachel.
And what about you, Rachel?
But
You know, at this point, I don't think anyone at Lapis agrees with your hypothesis that the storm can be explained through natural phenomena. It's quite remarkable that you persevere despite it all.
Aha!
Ha, maybe so, but even if no one else agrees with me, does that mean it isn't true? After all, truth belongs in the hands of the brave few, so why not me? I know many people at Lapis think I just refuse to admit natural science has lost its relevance in the face of the storm. I'm stubborn, that much I admit. I chose this path and I'll see it through to the end. Even if it leaves you battered and bleeding, even if it costs me everything. The words hang for a heartbeat. Marguerite studies the depths of Rachel's
I
pupils.
see. Understood.
That's admirable, truly. Stage 4. Stage 5. The inevitable thing. So we've got we're really chomping through this, guys. We've got 4 more chapters to go. So it's probably about 2 hours to get through this. Shame we couldn't do it earlier, to be honest, guys. But yeah, I was really caught up with a number of things. After finishing the installation of the elevated monitoring equipment, the Colwell returns to this temporary outpost. Where's Rachel? Taking temperature readings. She'll be gone for a while. The reply elicits the precise reaction she had anticipated as Colwell marches towards her with purpose. I've deciphered the notebook.
Huh.
I'm surprised it took you so long, though you did make the mistake of asking for that fishbowl's help.
So,
What did you find? Initially, I focused on breaking down the equations in the notebook, searching for patterns concealed behind the figures. And yes, I consulted with Mr. Ulrich. He suspected the entire notebook might be itself a kind of elaborate cipher. But then I realized something on my own. Most of these equations were entirely ordinary, just things Annie must have copied down during lectures. There was nothing remarkable about them at all, no ciphers or hidden secrets. Cole takes a deep breath. Go on, it seems like you thought this through. I'd like to hear it. Then I realized something. All of these notes recorded Annie's entire academic life from the equations alone. I could tell what classes she attended each day and what topics she was studying. It's clearer than any timetable. It's also clear that at a certain point her mental health began to deteriorate sharply. Errors start cropping up in her calculations. The margins fill up with corrections. She wasn't able to concentrate on her studies. Eventually, she made a significant computational error. I suspect that was one of the main reasons her research project fell through. The suffering she once saw on paper now passes through her lips. Something happened to her shortly before her accident, a change in her personality. She wasn't herself anymore. She confessed to Lorenz and she got shot down. The turning point was a day in late October. That was the day she wrote down her class schedule in her notebook. She was trying to find a time to talk to you. Marguerite, tell me honestly, what did you two talk about that day? About how she fancied me and I didn't fancy her back? Marguerite's expression is unchanged despite the frank accusation in Colwell's tone. After one of my classes in October 1987, so much time has passed, I can't recall anything specific. I won't let you brush this off anyone. No need to get upset. I'll answer whatever questions you have truthfully. I did hear that Annie passed away. She was going through some difficulties. Yeah, she passed away from a broken heart. Marguerite observes her colleague's growing frustration, the anger that tugs at every corner of her face. After allowing the silence to stretch, she speaks again with an unhurried pace. I think I remember late October. I did see Annie around that time.
I remember.
It was the day Ludwig offered me a position at Lapis. Annie overheard our conversation outside the office, and she reacted rather unusually. I suppose it might have been around that time that she really started to withdraw. She had no confidant, no mentor she could trust. As far as I could tell, she was quite lonely. And eventually that led to her accident. So you're saying that because you left, Annie ultimately chose to end her own life? No, I can't believe that. I simply can't. I may not have known her well, but everything I did know about her tells me she would never have done such a thing. I think she lived for Marguerite at that point. Despite the protest, she can read the doubt and heartbreak in her expression. She's on the back foot.
She longed to break free.
Is it really so difficult to imagine? Maybe she wanted a release from all her troubles. What?
Sorry.
Nothing. I was just speculating. I simply didn't expect that you would arrive at that conclusion. Oh no. Don't you dare try to reverse this back to me. What are you implying? But she can't read anything past her colleague's serene, dead-eyed smile. Unsteady in her conviction, she suddenly feels the urge to withdraw. Enough. I don't want to hear it.
Aha!
Everything's set up outside. The recorder should already be receiving data. Rachel's excited voice cuts through the air, her hopeful energy arriving shortly before she does. Huh? Were you two arguing? Why does it feel colder in here than outside? Not at all. Researcher Colwell was feeling a little under the weather. I was concerned it might be related to the storm's countdown. I'm fine. I'm not showing any symptoms of storm syndrome. We have first aid supplies on hand. If you feel unwell at all, tell me immediately. Wait, what's going on here? Marguerite turns towards the recorder at Rachel's side. It is receiving data transmitted from the deep water probe. That's a massive fluctuation for such a short interval.
Did something happen?
What's happening outside? Rachel pulls out a sheet of paper, rapidly converts the signal, and sketches a curve. Either the probe is malfunctioning or we've just detected something extraordinary. They consolidate the data and Marguerite writes down a set of highly simplified equations. Variables entered, approximations computed, the result is unsettling. This energy value, it resembles a global climatic phase transition. It's difficult not to associate this with the storm. But the probe didn't complete its transmission. How is this possible? Perhaps the sudden shifts in temperature and depth caused the signal to stall. A worse possibility is that it never resurfaced at all. If that's the case, recovering the probe itself will be extremely difficult. Marguerite, you designed it. What's your assessment? It shouldn't be so fragile that it can't withstand this level of fluctuations. So the probe itself could be trapped down there? The last signal was at coordinate Charlie 023. We should try to recover it. I can't see the surface marker at C023. Cole, is the submersible hydrophone picking up anything? No release signature or air bubbles detected. The cable is fully torn. I pulled on it and it didn't budge. Do I have the right read here? Rachel, what's your assessment? The probe that detected the anomalous signal is stuck at a depth of 36 meters. That's not actually that deep. That's too deep for recovery.
It's fine.
Nonetheless, we've already gathered some extraordinary data. It should keep us occupied for quite some time. Waves roll in under gathering shadows. No one sees Rachel's expression clearly. She glances at her watch, then stares out towards the rolling sea. Researcher Cole, Marguerite, I'm going to dive down there and retrieve the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We all know what's going to happen next. Alright, let's bring this here, this here, this here, this here, this here. I can't remember how these ones go again. I think this goes up here. And then this clearly goes here. This goes here. This goes here. And this goes here. And this goes here. Alright, I'm going to be back in just a second, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. What? Whoops, wrong code. Here we go. Alright, back in a bit. All right, I am back, guys. Yo, Resident, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. I am pretty late with the stream today, 5 hours late to be exact. So I didn't expect anyone to be here. It's going to be more of a VOD today, but a couple of you guys have found the stream. I hope you're well though, and you've had yourself a good day. I don't recall, did you get Lorentz in the end? Have you lost your mind? You don't have the training for a deep dive like that. Besides, our suits aren't even rated for that depth. Do you know what, guys? I've been doing a lot of research about deep sea diving lately because there was recently a story about 5 Italian researchers that died, and one of them was a mother and daughter combo where the mother was like 50 something and the daughter was 20, and the mother had taken like 5,000 dives in her lifetime. And when you actually let me show you, 1 second, let me bring my browser up. All right, let's go to, I think it's called Diver Talk or something. It's like Diver Talk. Yeah, if you're interested about this, yeah, here, Maldives cave diving tragedy. The reason the 5 divers died. But it's not really that video you want to watch. It's where is it? Where is the video I'm looking for? Wait, how is it? Oh, Dive Talk Plus. Totally different channel, but same people. Okay. Yeah, this video is very informative about diving. Like, there's so many things about diving that I just didn't know about. Like, if you go to a certain depth, you need to use trimix, which is a mixture of oxygen, nitrogen, and helium. Because if you go too deep when you're diving, you actually get like a feeling of drunkenness, and that's why they put a bit of helium inside of your air if you go to very low pressures, so that it can help you starve off the symptoms. It's called trimix, but it's very interesting stuff. Like, obviously, you know, I'm not talking out my ass because you can see the red line on the videos showing that I've actually watched these videos, and I actually went back and tried to rewatch this one again, as it's just really intriguing stuff when you see how people lose their lives by diving. Because you wouldn't think that, well, of course people can lose their lives by diving, but some of the way that people lose their lives when they dive is just like, when you actually listen to experts on this stuff talk about it, you're like, wait, aren't these supposed to be professionals? Why did they go, you know, diving to depths of 100, 150, 200 feet with only one can? So that's essentially what these Maldives divers did. Yeah, they went to a very, very low depth, and they only went there with one canister of air, which was their biggest mistake. Their biggest mistake was going down with not enough air. But yeah, watch this video if you're interested about the 5 divers that died, as it's really going to highlight the situation for you. These 2 videos are really going to outline it for you. And what was also a shame is that a guy went in after them to try and recover their bodies, and he also died as well. So this cave, this underwater cave, has, you know, taken 6 lives. It's absolutely insane story. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm totally off topic. Let's get back on to reverse 1999 topic. I lost Lorenz to Elizabeth. Oh, nah. Well, at least you got another LSCC character. Are you still gonna try pulling for her, or are you saving up your pulls for Ramona or 3.6's character? You don't have the training for a deep dive like that. Besides, our suits aren't rated for that depth. Yeah, so when I read this, I'm literally understanding exactly what this means. It means Colwell's taking a risk she doesn't need to be taking, as she's probably gonna die. I mean, Rachel's taking a risk that she shouldn't be taking. There's no reason to risk your life over a probe. Oh no, she's not risking her life. She's guaranteeing that she's going to die. If you go to a certain depth without the right equipment, you gotta respect the water. The water will kill you. It's only a bit over 20 meters down. 36 meters. This probe is of critical importance. It's the only instrument that recorded the anomaly. If we can't retrieve the physical unit, we may never get a second chance. This was just our first field expedition with half-baked equipment. Everything still is in its infancy. The recorder clearly captured all the transmitted data leading up to the anomaly. Even without recovering the probe, it will be enough. Why are you trying to get yourself killed? Yeah, Rachel just needs to chill, man. Don't mess about with the water, man. Because as you dive deeper into the ocean, the pressure goes up and it makes it harder for you to breathe. Now, are you really that naive, Corporal? We both know these remote readings are far too unreliable. If we can't retrieve the unit and calibrate it against the baseline probe, then all we have are isolated readings. They would laugh us out of headquarters. But she tries to interrupt, but Rachel, already pulling on her diving suit, continues. Oh no, she's gonna kill herself. She is committing suicide right now, guys. I got her eventually after 5 temples, I think. I don't remember. Okay, so you lost your 50-50, and then you had to pay a further 50 pulls. Well, at least you got her in the end. Without verification, our analysis becomes a mere hypothesis, or worse, imagination. Even Hardy and Ramunujan, isn't that an Indian mathematician? Wait, hold on a minute. She isn't talking about Ramunujan, is she? Google.com. Is she talking about the Ramunujan? Ramunujan. Oh yeah, she's talking about a mathematician, Ramunujan. Okay. And who's Hardy? G.H. Hardy was an eminent British mathematician renowned for his foundational contributions to pure mathematics, particularly number theory and mathematical analysis. A long-term professor at both Cambridge and Oxford, he is widely celebrated for his rigorous approach, his celebrated collaborations, and his philosophical defense of mathematics as a pure art form. Okay, yeah, I've heard of Ramunujan, but I've not heard of Hardy. Yeah, interesting. Some more research to do. Whoops. All right. I must demonstrate ours beyond any dispute. Every rational doubt must be erased. I need tangible proof. It's funny, whenever I had Ray off, the character I obtained get Euphoria on the next patch. First, I lost to Tooth Fairy and Rubushka Banner. She got Euphoria and CN. Now I'm losing to Hip and she gets Euphoria next patch UCN. Well, don't get your hopes up high. Don't get your hopes up high. We don't know what Hisabeth's Euphoria is going to do yet. She might get a trash Euphoria like my girl Recoletta. I must demonstrate ours beyond any dispute. Every rational doubt must be erased. I need tangible proof.
Science is about complete, logical stories, not ambiguous, elusive whims.
Ha! That's exactly it. This isn't the time for speeches. The probe might simply be malfunctioning and this expedition was rushed. We can wait until the next time. If we do, we might never encounter data like this again. It could be faulty or it could be real. That's precisely why I need to verify it. Do you know what? The LSC has money. Why the hell do they not have a proper diving suit? Come on, man. I don't want to see Rachel die like this. Rachel's gaze softens. She looks at Marguerite. You understand me, don't you, Marguerite? I've waited long enough. Her silence is like a mirror. And in it, Rachel seems to see her own conviction reflected. I've always lived my life for science. The history of science is filled with brilliant minds. The modern world is built upon that history. After centuries of ignorance, we finally separated myth from materialism. And then the storm came and everything reset to zero. Rachel lifts her head, looking out over the waves, making a final choice in her heart. All those geniuses, mathematicians, and physicists who dedicated their entire lives to discovering and defining the laws of the universe, what was all of it for? Plato, Hypatia, Galilei, Darwin, brilliant minds that struggled against ignorance for the sake of truth. Okay, I have not seen that name. Hypatia? Hypatia. I know the other guys, but Hypatia? Wait, Hypatia looks like a female. Hypatia was a Neoplatonist philosopher from Egypt when it was the Roman Empire. So this is around Cleopatra time. Okay. Astronomer and mathematician who lived in Alexandria at the time in the province of Egypt and the major city of the Roman Empire. In Alexandria, Hypatia was a prominent thinker who taught subjects including philosophy and astronomy, and in her lifetime was renowned as a great teacher and a wise counselor. Not the only 4th century Alexandrian female mathematician. Now that's pretty interesting that they had female scholars that were so prominent. Hypatia was preceded by Pedrosion. However, Hypatia is the first female mathematician whose life is reasonably well recorded. She wrote a commentary on Diophantus' 3rd volume Arithmetica, which may survive in part, having been interpolated into Diophantus' original text, and other commentary on Apollonius of Perga's treatise on conic sections, which has not survived. Many modern scholars also believe that Hypatia may have edited the surviving texts of Ptolemy's Almagest based on the title of her father's theorem, commentary on Book 3 of Almagest. Okay, interesting. And Pedrosion of Alexandria was a mathematician in 4th century AD Alexandria, discussing in the mathematical collections of Pappus of Alexandria, and known for having possibly developed an approximate method for doubling the cube. She is likely the earliest known female mathematician. Oh, so her mentor was also a female mathematician. Doubling the cube is calculating a cube with double the volume of the other. Interesting. What's that? Cube root 2. Okay, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right, guys, we're learning some interesting stuff today. It's very well, it is the LSCC, so you do expect a lot of maths. All right, let's continue, guys. Really has struggled against ignorance for the sake of truth.
The history of science cannot be washed away by the storm.
I keep my hope high that her euphoria will be those afflatus breaking things. Okay, interesting. My life, every human life, I can't let that all be washed away by the storm.
I must prove its every word.
I need to prove it still exists. I need to prove all of it.
But
I understand what you're saying, but you need to be alive to prove your hypothesis. Please stop, Researcher Colwell. Respect my resolve as a scientist. The words are sharp. There's no room for argument anymore.
Is this really the choice you're going to make?
You're certain you want to take this risk? Ha! Yes. It's my choice. It feels like the first real choice I've made since the first storm.
this is my fated duty.
Call it fate. Ha! Or maybe call it the deterministic ends of an uncaring universe. I don't care. It's my last chance to justify my life's work. Then I won't stop you. Wait. A surge of anguish detonates in Colwell's mind. She recalls Annie's face swallowed by shadow, and the familiarity terrifies her. Rachel, don't you think this is strange? The timing too coincidental? Data can be fabricated. Instruments are tamperable. All of this feels so unreal, like someone else was guiding you towards a specific end. What do you mean, Colwell? Are you questioning my scientific integrity? Oh my days, Colwell is saying that Lorentz is the one who planted the data. Or are you accusing Marguerite? Don't be ridiculous. I don't know what happened between the two of you back in Cambridge, but I don't have time for this here. Yeah, because if you get Rachel out of the way, Marguerite is naturally going to become the leader. It's easy to accuse without evidence. No, Her tongue swells and trips. All she has is intuition, not evidence. I mean that we all know how desperate you are to show science alone is capable of explaining the storm. And now this opportunity, it feels too good to be true, too perfect. Enough. I appreciate your concern, but my decision is made. There's nothing more to say. I'm going to retrieve the probe. Do you guys think Marguerite has planned this? Marguerite quickens her pace to catch up. Dusk is falling as they walk side by side along the shore. There is no trace of the storm in the sea breeze yet, only the stillness of nature. Hey, that paper, samplings of global and regional chaotic energy route changes. You wrote it, didn't you? Marguerite stops walking. They hold each other's gaze for a brief moment. It had to be you. Only someone with a rare genius could have made those calculations. I wonder if anyone else in the world could have figured it out. No one would have expected you of all people. But I saw it. Your statistical habits are identical. Small patterns in the way you structure data. It's a pity I never asked you to co-author with me. I might have noticed sooner. Lorentz Butterfly is a beautiful pseudonym. I admire the symbolism. Oh, she figured it out. So she knows she's gonna die. The pale researcher's face changes to something really rarely seen. She offers a genuine smile. Oh wow. Huh. She actually cares for her. So she's gonna let her walk into the ocean and die.
Yes.
In truth, I
I'm the
believe
butterfly
neither
of
science nor
Institutum
technology can
Lorenz.
unravel
I've never
the
believed
science,
that we
the
could
secrets of the
unravel the
storm.
secrets of the storm with science alone.
I think that Rachel is dumb as in the story. Agreed.
Our goals are diametrically opposed.
I wouldn't have been much of a co-author. Our ideals stand in direct opposition. I see, and now I realize why that component didn't fit right either. I assumed you modified our probe to fit your own ends. So, Lorentz Butterfly, what did you do to it? Nothing substantial. I've only added a module designed to monitor chaotic energy. But there is something else. You know that under our new safety regulations, we have to leave at least 90 minutes before the storm? That was our compromise? Ha! So that's why it didn't surface. Recovering it too early would compromise your observations, just as leaving it down there would compromise mine. Bring it back at the right time and you'll have my thanks. You mean at the very last moment before the storm sweeps us all away? Now I'm curious. What could possibly keep me down there for so long? What else did you leave down there?
Don't worry.
Don't worry, I've ensured you will have sufficient oxygen. You'd better add me as co-author on your next paper. The words don't land right. Too bitter for a joke, too genuine for a bomb.
Rachel,
I'm afraid your contribution wouldn't warrant co-authorship, Rachel. I'd like to think wagering my life might earn a footnote at least. Geez, jokes. But it doesn't matter now, Marguerite. Countless times you've stood firmly, unconditionally by my side. Now I'll do the same for you. Farewell, dear Marguerite. Her path lies before her. She refuses to wait another second. All right. Put this down here. This goes somewhere around here. Okay, maybe it goes here. Okay, how did I forget that? And there we go, guys. There we go. Stage 7, the hidden scar. Do we think that Rachel's gonna make it, guys? Do we think that Rachel's gonna make it? Is Lorentz Butterfly gonna stab her in the back? Or did she actually leave enough oxygen for her? Because this is all going to plan as far as she's concerned. Stage 7, the hidden scar. A severed rope lies wet at the center of it. Alright, well, that was quick. We got that answer very quick, guys. A severed rope lies wet at the center of the table. It once tethered Rachel's diving suit. Her walls, every suspicion proven true, and now she sits on a desolate island with the accused. I don't understand why she did it. It was suicide. Exactly. I could tell you that was suicide already, and I've been telling you. Marguerite looks over to her without expression. She was prepared to sacrifice herself for her research. In this era where the storm has stripped science of its meaning, it was her last stand for reason over chaos. Why would you think of stopping her? If she dies because of this, it'll be the end. If she dies because of this, it'll be the end of everything. Does that mean they recovered her alive? Okay, but she's in a dangerous position, or maybe the storm had an effect on her? Not too sure. No future, no possibility, nothing. Was Annie's accident like this as well? Jeez, stop talking about Annie. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Does it matter? Would you want to hear the answer, even if it might destroy you?
Yes.
Of course. This isn't the first time you've implied that there's more to her accident. Speak plainly. Have I made any implications, or have you just been trying to read suspicion into my answers? You want Annie's death to be something other than an accident. You want a culprit to be held responsible. When it comes to Annie, you've never asked me for the truth. Cobalt clenches her fist.
Sorry.
Oh, forgive me. I finally remembered what else happened that day. That day in late October 1987, the day Annie came to see me, the turning point as you called it. Yeah, she confessed to me. She said, I want to be your girlfriend. She pauses, smiling, waiting for Cole to ask. And Cole fancied Annie. I think we've got a triangle on our hands, boys. What happened? She lets the question hang in the air, then, as if to toy with her, answers with a question of her own. Do you remember how I correctly predicted that you were coming to Lapis? You said you saw the dispatch list on Simone's desk. My designation was on it. And I'd used that alias to publish a few pieces in the Cambridge student papers. Your memory serves you well. Maybe you remember all the trouble Annie had after those scandals involving her family business became public. She said her parents' business dealings were just the beginning. They were walking on thin ice with the law and with the tabloids. She wouldn't dare comment on anything political at school, even the slightest bit controversial. If she stayed quiet, anything to stay under the radar. Now that I think about it, that month must have been a significant time for you as well. I recall that was the first time the name Cobalt appeared in the campus papers. "1987. Just stop asking, Marguerite. I'm begging you." She pleads, but the girl before her, her only friend, remains unmoved, pressing her to expose the wound instead.
Show me.
What's on the torn piece of paper, Marguerite? Annie, I want to know. What did you bring me? A confession note. With barely any effort, Marguerite snatches the scrap from her hands. In the struggle, the paper is torn into pieces and scattered across the floor. Ah, come on. A corner of the latest student newspaper. I remember the hunger and the cold. I remember the coal dust on my father's hands. I remember my mother's sobbing cries when news of my father's death came. I remember the rage that crushed me into the earth with the weight of a mountain. Oh, a piece written by a student from a mining family. Both her parents passed away 2 years ago. That name, how fitting, like a wall of coal rising from the excavation pit, faintly luminous in the dark. Okay, so this is miners' strikes, right? We're talking about Thatcher's government. 1987. Wait, hold on. When was Margaret Thatcher? Actually, when was the mining strikes? Let's just double check that quickly. Mining strikes, UK, Thatcher. 1984 to 1985, and the year's 1987. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. The 1984-1985 miners' strikes in the UK was a significant event that highlighted the power of the miners' unit and the government's determination to maintain control over the coal industry. The strike was led by Arthur Scargill of the National Union of Mine Workers and was opposed by the Conservative government of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. The strike began on March the 6th, 1984, with a walkout at Corton Wood Colliery and spread to many other coal fields nationally. The strike ended on March the 3rd, 1985, with a decisive victory for the Conservative government, allowing the closure of the Britain's collieries. The strike is regarded as the most bitter industrial dispute in British history and had a profound impact on the coal industry and the working class in the UK. Yeah, there was a lot more workers' rights in the UK back then, but unfortunately, with the advent of petrol, this very powerful union got took down as there was less reliance on coal as we switched over to gas and petroleum products. Anyway, going back to the story, that name, how fitting, like a wall of coal rising from the excavation pit, faintly luminous in the dark. Annie, would you care to explain what's going on? The girl before her shivers fearfully, her hands trembling at her side. People think I'm just as responsible for their deaths as my father. They think of me as a monster, or at best, as a child of monsters. I don't blame Cold War. It's been like this since people found out about them. I've been painted with the same brush. They look at me and see a spoiled brat, given everything by the worst kind of dirty, dangerous, and exploitative industry. All this article did was give them an excuse to unleash their hatred. It doesn't change anything. I don't know what to do, Marguerite. I'm not sure I blame them, but I didn't choose my family any more than they chose theirs. No one chooses their circumstances. I saw Colwell today. I don't think she even noticed me as I walked by.
Lives, all lost before my eyes.
Seeing her, knowing what she's been through, I don't feel like I deserve anything that I have here. I can't look at her without feeling like I was the one who let her father die and kill her mother with all that grief and pain. That's why she called herself Colwell, and that's why that means Annie and Colwell have an interesting relationship. Colwell didn't actually like Annie, but at the same time, she had affection for her. Interesting. She had to fight for a full scholarship just for a chance to stand on equal footing with me. So maybe I deserve all of that scorn. Maybe that's just what I get for benefiting from her pain. Her trembling hands slow with exhaustion. I'm sorry, Marguerite. I shouldn't have troubled you with any of this. You must think I'm being ridiculous. I should go. I should never have bothered you in the first place. She turns and slinks away, looking as pale as a phantom. Night has fallen as their evacuation timer continues to tick down. In their tiny outpost, Colwell reels back, inadvertently knocking over a chair. I never spoke to her after that day.
Even so,
I suppose I did take notice of her change of behavior, but I didn't see how it concerned me. She never reached out to me at any rate. So whose fault was it that she commits suicide? Huh, Colwell? Was it my fault or was it your fault? You're the one who wrote the article that got her all, sick in the head. Annie, she was sweet, really, probably too sensitive but kind. Then a few weeks later, there was that theft in the lab building, sensitive medical compounds among them, the kind necessary to induce cardiac arrest. Oh, jeez. Who can say it may only have been a coincidence? Cole struggles, suddenly feeling choked with some unrealized emotion. I never meant to make her feel that way. I was bitter, of course, but I never blamed her for what happened. I just didn't want people to forget what happened to my parents. Was it me? Did I cause Annie's death? No conspiracy, no hidden manipulation, just me. The other woman shrugs. You were so unsettled by the idea that her death was an accident. Strange. All this time, you thought I must be guilty in some way, when really it was you. But it's never one thread that pulls the noose. Everything is connected. Every word, every action shapes the next, like the flapping of a butterfly's wing. But Annie said it well. No one chooses their circumstances. You couldn't have known that penning a touching memorial to your family would light the fuse that led to her demise. But then, perhaps on some subconscious level, you sensed there was more. That unease you felt led you to look for a culprit. Unfortunately, the culprit was yourself, you dumbo. To Annie's only friend, a reclusive transfer student with an unclear past and habit of writing strange equations on blackboards. It was my indifference that allowed all of this to happen, because I let them torture her for something she couldn't change. But that still doesn't explain everything. That equation you wrote, I swear it was modeling Annie's behavior. That's why I suspected you. A chill spreads through her body. Wait, that equation, you wrote it for me to see, didn't you? Right down to my first day at Laplas, you predicted all of this, didn't you? So what the hell is this? You let me think I was acting on my conscience, that I was searching for the truth, and all the while I was just acting out a formula you had already solved. You've been toyed with. A study of human behavior and decision making, but I wasn't even the data. I was the proof, a walking replication. But why? Why would you do all this? And what about Rachel? What role did she serve in this sick formula of yours? I encourage you to solve that for yourself. The answer is quite simple, but I would hate to interrupt your process. Confusion, disbelief, incomprehension. But she excels at solving problems and eliminating impossibilities. Setting aside the risk Rachel faced and all the elaborate staging, your ultimate goal was to delay the probe's retrieval. You let her go out there just to make sure you got reliable data. Her conclusion defies all reason, yet it seems to be true. So all of it was to prove your theories about the storm. She let Colwell study her face without an answer, and in return, she reads from her an unprecedented mixture of danger and exhilaration. Oh, floppy disk.
You seem upset. You are powerless. All right, I'll give you an opportunity.
You seem upset by this outcome. Allow me to offer a remedy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to take that picture. Here we go, just waiting for it. It's a really nice picture. All right, taking that one, boys. All right. That's a really nice outfit. This is our teleport disc. That only means we have of returning safely to Laplas. Why would I give you it? Can you figure out my motive? I trust you, Cam.
Now,
The
make your
decision is
choice.
yours.
You could choose to leave me stranded here in the storm, to punish me without worrying about morals or laws.
Leave me here to face the storm. In this one moment, you have the chance to bypass society, morality, and the law, pass judgment as you see fit, or allow me to return safely to Laplas with you and see whether your hypothesis is correct. You're completely insane. Because she already knows what you're gonna do. A monster impossible to comprehend.
What will you do?
Well, what will you do? Lorentz is kind of like Beryl in that aspect that she likes to see what other people are going to do. But Lorentz is different from Beryl such that she influences decisions, whereas Beryl prefers to sit on the sideline and just watch decisions, but she doesn't influence them. That's an interesting synergy in between the team of their personalities. Because Beryl and Lorentz are both voyagers in a way. Unfortunately, I don't know. Well, I know Marsha's personality a little bit, but I really don't know his old days, as I was a story skipper back then. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research into his old age and Marsha and get to the bottom of their personalities. But we're almost done, guys. This is the final chapter. Stage 8, a single flutter. 1 second, let me just grab a handful of snacks. Alright, let's head into it. Stage 8, a single flutter. The storm descends once more, eroding the remnants of 1987. Inside the Laplas Scientific Computing Center, some researchers pause their work and stare at the absurd, distorted world outside. Others move faster, seizing this rare window to conduct experiments. Marguerite pauses. The storm. She casts a detached glance at the others and continues, not once breaking her stride. Only a few weeks have passed since she joined Laplas. She's still considered a newcomer, but recently something has changed. She uncovered a secret hidden within Laplas.
Interesting.
Here it is, archives related to chaos theory. The contents are riddled with errors, almost comically deliberate, and unlikely to draw anyone's attention. But yet, why hide an elegant riddle here? It stands in stark contrast to this file's mediocrity. Who could possibly decipher such a riddle, especially without any real grounding in chaos theory? Only someone utterly bored with everything Lapras has to offer. One second, guys. It does not take her long to filter out the interference and reach the answer.
Oh.
Are these coordinates? She invokes an arcane skill, attempting to contact a faraway place. Whispered words, speak. The first thing to emerge from the other end is a fragrance steeped in the scent of tears. Wait, don't tell me that's Annie. Oh, so someone found the coordinates at last. You're the very first to decipher the puzzle I concealed within Lapras. Oh, the puppet master meets the puppet master. Yo. It wasn't much of a challenge. Joe's. Ha. Perhaps so, but once you consider the surrounding challenges, it becomes significantly more challenging. For instance, it was hidden in a neglected file, one riddled with errors and liable to deletion at any time, and chaos theory stands in direct opposition to Laplas's doctrine. So, who exactly are you, madame? My name and identity are irrelevant. I've lived a very long time, and such labels no longer matter to me. I am no longer within the Laplas Scientific Computing Center, nor am I under the Foundation's jurisdiction. Oh, so this is the Lorentz Institutum then. This is the person who's got something to do with that, and she probably or he probably sent an invitation. Yeah, I thought so. I left those coordinates to invite you into a secret society hidden within Laplas, Institutum Lorenz. Tell me, dear, would you like to find the very first butterfly that caused the storm to fall? The storm and the first circulation observation end abruptly. Beyond the ICU doors, Kowal and Ulrich stand vigil over a sleeping figure, so that's going to be Rachel. Will she recover? I'm afraid I have no more insight on that account than you do. The medical personnel have relayed to me that Rachel was suffering from severe oxygen toxicity, resulting in severe respiratory distress and retinal damage. Oh gee, she's probably lost her eyesight. She hasn't been responsive to any attempt to wake her. In short, she's in a coma. Her monitoring equipment indicates that during the probe's recovery, she experienced some kind of unforeseen underwater accident. Something severed the instrument's cable, causing it to float several hundred meters away. Okay, something severed the instrument's cable. Yeah, I'd like to know what severed the cable, causing it to float several hundred meters away from its original coordinates. It greatly delayed our recovery time. There's no explaining how. We might as well conclude a shark decided to take it as a chew toy. Also, what did Lorentz do to the oxygen tank or the trimix to cause the toxicity? The truth of the matter will have to wait until she gains consciousness. She is also exhibiting mild symptoms of storm syndrome. Fortunately, the observation point was far from the epicenter of the storm, though thankfully her distance from the epicenter greatly reduced its efforts. She handled it well. Fortunate indeed. Perhaps that too was part of the design. The ferrofluid does not grasp her meaning. This kind of work is simply unsuitable to fragile humans. Mr. Ulrich, I would not wish for even you and Awaken to violate protocol by returning to safety at the very last moment before the storm falls. I gotta be honest with you, robots will do a lot better for diving into the deep oceans, to be honest. After what I talked to you guys about earlier with Dive Talk and learning about what divers and free divers are capable of, and how when you spend a certain amount of the time in deep waters, that affects you because of the pressure, such that you actually have to decompress for the amount of time you've actually spent at higher pressures underwater. Yeah, human beings really ain't made for that stuff. Once the robots come, you need to start mapping the ocean floor properly and doing all those dive caves and stuff. Mr. Ulrich, I would not wish for even you and Awaken to violate protocol by returning to safety at the very last moment before the storm falls, all for a single set of data. The ferrofluid rests placidly at the center of his helmet. But there are certain dangerous tasks we have no choice but to undertake. And we Awakened are simply better equipped. True. Let's hope researcher Rachel wakes up soon. Otherwise, our natural physics department may be reduced to just Adler. One may as well just declare the whole thing defunct. Now then, I'm off to read Lorentz Butterflies' latest paper. She calculated several coordinates where supernatural phenomena may occur, suggesting a connection to the core mechanisms of the storm. Though I really do wonder how these provocative letters always manage to bypass security and end up on my desk. Because she's in the bloody building. Cowell, supernatural phenomena. This is indeed a compelling direction. Ulrich turns towards her in a sideways glance. You surprised me, Cowell. I thought you had little interest in exploring arcanum theory. Well, I've simply come to understand something. My true objective is surprisingly simple. The words bounce off of his glass exterior without understanding. Who do you mean, Lorentz Butterfly? Forget it. Mr. Ulrich, if I had no interest in arcanum theory whatsoever, I would never have joined Laplace. After all, the storm is unquestionably an arcane phenomenon. But I don't believe science has become obsolete in the face of that fact. The rules of the universe have simply changed beyond recognition. It's time for science to embark on a new path. By integrating arcana. Exactly. In that much we are agreed. At Laplace, most consider Institutum Lorentz an affront to science. I, however, remain undecided. As Lorentz Butterfly wrote in her letter,
Only through pneuma can we understand chaotic energy. Only by monitoring the ebb and flow of chaotic energy can we measure the storm.
I don't entirely understand her methodology, but it may yet reveal the truth of the world. I'm curious about this Lorentz Butterfly. What sort of person do you think she is? Wait, hold on a minute. How do you know Lorentz Butterfly is a female? How do you know that, Ulrich? How do you know Lorentz Butterfly is a female? You shouldn't know that. I don't entirely understand her methodology, but it may yet reveal the truth of what I wonder about this Lorentz Butterfly. What sort of person do you think she is? How does he know that? Cole gazes at her sleeping companion beyond the glass in quiet contemplation.
A genius.
A genius, one unconstrained by rules, norms, maybe even basic manners, but a genius, that much no one can deny. Were they really just glazing her for the final moment? Jokes. Alright guys, so that is going to be Counterpoints of Life and Death. That is Lorenz's side story. It's pretty good, guys. Pretty good. We got a lot more characterization about Lorenz. Really outlined her psychopathic tendencies, but also showed that she can have genuine emotions. She really enjoyed the fact that Rachel figured her out. Yeah, I enjoyed it. What did you guys think? I think it was a nice supplement to the main story. I personally felt like we didn't get enough Lorenz in the main story, to be honest. What are we sitting on? 217 pulls, guys. 217 pulls. Like, I would like to get a P2 Lorenz, but I just can't take the risk because there's too many characters coming ahead, and we've got the collab as well. So I'm gonna try and get some cheap Lorentz portraits via hopefully these things, and hopefully Bluepot gives us some portrait selectors or something in future, and then I'll get my Lorentz up to P2 that way. All I need is one more battery, and then I can start opening one of these. I think Tuesday for this one, and obviously Tooth Fairy for this one. So I want to open this one first, get my P2 Tooth Fairy, as I'm P1 at the moment. Get my P2 Tooth Fairy from this one, next battery I get. And then this one I'll probably go for Tuesday, or just keep stacking up the batteries so that by the time I get another one of those, I can hopefully get a Lorentz portrait. Alright guys, so yeah, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a mains bulletin run. I don't think I'm going to get 30 mil, but I may as well just try, and then we will we'll wrap up the stream after that. All right guys, any questions, feel free to drop them down in chat. If you're watching this VOD at a later date, feel free to join the Discord. It's pinned to the chat box, and come and ask your question there. There's a question section on our Discord. Otherwise, drop a comment on this live stream, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Okay guys, collect 12 stars in total in Limbo. Okay, so Limbo's coming on the 16th of this month. All right, so let's do this Bloodsucker. Is it okay? So we're trying to get a gluttony from here and some LF polarization. Okay, So I seem to have issues with this boss. How I wish I had a real vampire uncle. Mail from the editor. Can't make those deadbeat writers hand in their manuscript, but bloody wings and fangs might. If one desires something strongly enough, will they live to see that dream come true? Alright, control resistance, petrify resistance, disarm resistance, seal resistance. After being attacked, obscurity -2, up to 5 turns per round. After being attacked by stronger flaters, obscurity -3, up to 2 times per round. Immune to control effects, which decrease obscurity by 10 instead. When attacked by a mass attack, obscurity -2, up to 8 times per round. When obscurity reaches 0, the ally side gains a witness round and score additional points. Okay, so that's just how you drop the obscurity, by doing mass attacks. At the start of the round, summon 2 bloodthirsty thralls. Those are the minions. If there are at least 6 stacks of blood drinking, at the start of the round, creates array where abilities have been strengthened at least 2 times the minimum amount blood drinking required to carry vampiric plague. Do you know what? Let's just go for it. Yeah, everything looks good to me. And yeah. 1 second, guys. All right, let's go.
Many streams are converging in this space. I can hear it.
Oh wow. No.
Fun, is it?
No.
Many streams
Side keys were wrong.
in this space. Combat.
All right, now we're good to
They
go.
both take lives. The only difference is who pulls the trigger.
All right, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Comme il y a scellé le destin.
The true nature
Let me handle the pain. I can hear it.
the tremors of fate. Topologically transmute.
Please, stop this violence. Winterstürme wickeln den Boden im Mond. Peace and quiet.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It is here.
All it takes are some minor changes to the initial condition.
training.
The strength is part of the training.
The true nature of chaos.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Could the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil stir a tornado in Texas?
A sacred charge.
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Peace and quiet.
Alright, it's time to get active.
Dérive dans le comme la soleil dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
A new toy.
Ich vois. A glimpse beneath the veil. Comme la soleil le destin.
The true nature of chaos.
A secret reveal. The tremors of fate. A secret reveal.
Fun, is it?
I will remember your name.
I won't remember your name.
Cet entour révèle les séphirotes. Pray, caught in the woven net.
Sometimes it's just more effective to get physical.
There's strength in restraint.
Alright, we definitely need to do this.
I can hear it.
All it takes are some minor changes to the
And
initial
then
condition.
we need to do this,
Dérive dans
and
le flot des
then
séphirotes.
yeah,
The
this.
true nature of chaos. Could the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil stir a tornado in Texas?
The overflow of the Sephiroth.
Care to pull the trigger?
Damn, 300k is nasty.
Peace and quiet.
Alright, and away we go.
A new toy.
How do I want to do this? Yeah.
It is here.
The true nature of chaos.
What a tragedy. What? A glimpse beneath the veil.
Yeah.
A new toy. The true nature. A new toy.
And then we want to do... Yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
Dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Topologically clumsy.
en tout révèle les séphirotes.
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Care to pull the trigger?
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
A ripple stirred.
Alright, we're up to 7 mil, not doing too badly. 7 mil by 6. Alright, and we need to get our debuffs up. Oof. We're gonna have to get Lorentz cards out here.
It is here.
The true nature of chaos.
And guess we could do that. When was the last time I used the Lorentz buff card? Just last round, right?
Let me handle
Let's
it.
get you up faster. And we're alright in terms of shielding.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Care to pull the trigger?
Don't worry. I'll avoid delivering any lethal injuries. Pray, caught in the woven net.
I remember this.
A sacred charge.
Uh-oh. That did not look good. Okay.
All it takes are some minor changes to the initial condition.
Let's do that. We do need to do this and this,
A glimpse beneath the veil.
and then we hit for... Yeah, let's hit for
The
this.
true nature of chaos. With the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil, stir a tornado in Texas.
I will remember your name. Celle en tout révèle les séphirotes.
Sometimes it's just more effective to get physical.
Peace and quiet.
We'll hold on to that for now. Actually, alright, let's do this.
What a tragedy. It is here. Sorry.
And let's. Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. You can't read the Moxie. Yeah. Alright, let's do that.
Halt bis heute Nacht. Soffocare sangue. Soffocare sangue. Oh, this Lorenz.
The tremors of fate. Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Care to pull the trigger?
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
A necessary counterattack. A sacred charge.
Getting smoked, but our score generation is kind of stalling. It's kind of stalling a bit, to be honest, guys.
The true nature.
A glimpse beneath the veil.
Dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Sensitive to initial conditions.
I will remember your name.
Cette en tout révèle les séphirotes.
A ripple stirred.
Hmm?
Peace and quiet.
Yeah, we probably need to start shielding up. It's getting a bit dangerous.
I can hear it.
We need to do that.
It is here.
All it takes are some minor changes to the initial condition.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way
What a tragedy.
and do this. Yeah.
The true nature of chaos.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Could the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil stir a tornado in Texas?
Soffocare sangue. Soffocare sangue.
Care to pull the trigger?
Okay. I think we need to. No, we're good. We're good off of that, Playboy. But what we do need is. Yeah, a Lorentz card. It's a shame these don't merge.
A new toy.
Ohr, zu beschützen und zu helfen. Comme l'a scellé le destin. Périr dans le flot des
The true the true nature of chaos. A
There we
new
go.
toy.
It's not a bad turn.
Topologically transitive.
I will remember your name. Fate has revealed itself to you. The tremors of fate.
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Care to freeze the trigger?
Sometimes
All
it's
right,
just
so
more
what? We're
effective
at
to get
15 mil for
I do
11.
like that look on your face.
Yeah, 30 probably isn't happening. But we'll go as far as we can, guys. But yeah, Isolde's looking a little soft at the moment as well. All right. Isolde's buff needs to go up this turn. We need to do
Are some
this.
minor changes to the initial condition.
Mm-hmm. Now would be a good time.
A glimpse beneath the veil.
And then we'll pop this off. Yeah.
A new toy.
Oh no. Maybe we should have shielded. Oh no.
Half of a butterfly's wings in
Isolde might get spanked.
tornado in Texas.
Cet entour révèle les séphirotes.
Care to freeze the trigger?
Stranger to peace and quiet.
Isolde just survived. Yeah, people are getting chomped, boy. People are getting chomped, boy. We'll be lucky to hit 20 million up the trade.
The true nature of chaos.
What a tragedy.
What a tragedy.
Périr dans le flot des séphirotes. Admire him of the pain.
A new toy. The true nature. A new toy.
Oh, we're gonna have to spend one more. Yeah.
What a tragedy.
The true nature.
What a tragedy.
What a tragedy.
Comme l'a scellé le destin. Restraint is part of
A new. The true nature. A new toy. The true nature of chaos. Sensitive to initial conditions.
Soffoca il sangue. Soffoca il sangue. The overflow of the Sephiroth. A sacred charge.
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Sometimes it's just more effective to get physical.
Oh, I do like that look on your face.
Care to freeze the trigger?
Ooh,
There's strength in restraint.
goodness gracious me, man. Bro is literally looking to spank my whole team.
I can hear it.
Oh no.
All it takes are some minor changes to the initial condition. Dérive dans le flot.
Let me handle the pen. Tu peux la jeter maintenant, la charme d'opéra.
Could the flap of a butterfly's wings in
We're getting a lot of trouble for breaking into 20 million.
Pray, caught in the woven net. A sacred charge. Peace and quiet.
Goodness gracious me. Alright,
Hm, new toy.
Ich schwor, zu schützen und zu helfen. What a tragedy.
A glimpse. Comme la soleil périt dans les flots, comme la soleil le destin.
It's such a shame we don't have any Lorenz. Cards ready. That would have been good. Alright, let's go. We should hit 20 mil. But yeah, we're not getting to 30. Not on this row. No way, Jose. I think I might max out the Halo though.
The overflow of the Sephirah.
Fate has revealed itself to you. Pray, caught in the woven net.
The overflow of the Sephirah.
Alright, we hit 20. 20's good enough. 20's good enough. But yeah,
It is here.
probably wanna as long as Lorentz doesn't get hit, we should be good actually.
The true nature of chaos. Comme la soleil le destin.
No, you're gonna get a Moxie anyway. So I should be focused on you, but I can't do anything with you.
Let me handle the pen.
Alright, Marsha, you're up.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine.
Sometimes it's just more effective to get physical.
A ripple stirred. Don't worry. I I'll avoid delivering any lethal injuries.
Oof, that's Lorentz, bye-bye.
A sacred charge.
Ah well. Ah well.
What a tragedy.
Yes, it was a tragedy. Huh?
Ich schwor, zu beschützen und zu helfen. Soffocail sangue! Soffocail sangue! Seul en tout révèle les séphirotes. I will remember your name. There's strength in restraint.
Hmm. There's absolutely no reason to do that. I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated.
Comme l'a scellé le destin. Let me handle the pain. I seek their plaisir. Pray, caught in the woven net. A necessary counterattack.
Triple kill. Triple kill. Triple compile. Oh, I'm not happy with that score. But I can't be bothered to do another round. Oh man. So there we have it, guys. There we have it. If I had a P2 Lorentz, we'd probably kick some more ass. Let's just... I'm not even worthy of getting the next item, guys. Not even worthy. 22-3. So that's roughly where I've been getting all the time then. So I only scored 1 more million the last time. And that was with Flutter page. Alright guys, I am going to have to focus on my rotation when it comes to that particular boss, as yeah, I seem to be stuck around that 22 mil region, and that needs to get fixed. Yeah, let's just get those. Oh no, I should have focused on this. We should get some more currency. Should be able to buy out these two and this. Yeah, I need some more of those. So what's that? I'll tell you. 8 2s, 160, 300, 460, 27, 140. Yeah, I'll definitely be able to get that off the next enemy, and then probably just pick up some Saurus now, or just save the currency for the next store refresh. Okay guys, so we haven't had too bad of a time on today. We got through the content pretty nice. Let's go for this one. I still haven't got the bloody disc gift yet. Alright, we should be finished in the next 6 days, so not too bad. As we got 10 more days left. We're getting closer to finishing this. Just 4 more badges to go, and then we're done. Yesterday's purpose. Slowly chomping through all of these, but yeah, guys. So, in summary, I would say Lorenz's side story has been pretty good. We got a lot more characterization as it pertains to Lorenz. She does seem to have some empathy, and she obviously has analytical skills that allows her to discern a person's personality just based off of looks and subtleties, which is rather interesting. It's a shame what happened to Annie, and Cole clearly played a major part in her committing suicide. I like the way they tied in British history and the coal miners strike and the plight of the coal miners. That was rather interesting element. It was also interesting to find out that even though Lorentz Butterfly is this mastermind, people as low ranking as Rachel are capable of figuring out her secret. So that's pretty hilarious, to be honest. And yeah, it was it was a nice kind of ups and downs side story. It was all right. I still feel like I think I'm gonna wait and hold off judgment on Lorentz Butterfly's character until we get her anecdote, as I do feel like until I get her anecdote, I'm not truly gonna understand her motives. And somehow in the main story and the side story, they kept the part out that told you how exactly she escaped the storm. They still somehow figured out a way to keep it from you, which is absolutely hilarious, to be honest, guys. They are hiding that secret from you with a ironed grip, okay? But yeah, all in all, it was a good side story, to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about it. I'll probably just throw some memes out when I get an opportunity. I did make a short recently, which took a bloody long time, of the game loading screen with the Lorentz Butterfly being the main character, but I probably took too long to release the video as it hasn't performed that well. But if you see it and you like it, let me know. Drop a like on the short. Anyway, guys, that's going to be today's stream, though, and my bad on not being available to start the stream at 5 p.m. for UTC. I just wasn't available, so things happened today, and that's why the stream was delayed by 5 hours. But hopefully I can keep things to schedule moving forward. It's always Thursdays I have issues with. You'll probably notice that on the Thursday streams I have had issues coming on time, so I'm probably gonna look in future to do a different day. All right, guys, it's just that I wanted to have like a day buffer between each stream, so one on Tuesday, buffer Thursday, buffer Saturday. But I'll probably have to look towards making a more reliable schedule in future. But our next stream will be Saturday, as we will be getting the Centurion anecdote, and after the minimal role she played in the main story, hopefully we get a lovely side story for her to go along with all the other content we've had regarding her this patch. All right, guys, so hopefully you've enjoyed the Turquoise Serpent Club Let me know what you guys thought about it. Feel free to join the Discord and shoot a message. I'm still in two minds about it, but like I said earlier, I'll probably throw some memes up when I want to condense my thoughts into just short pieces of data to share among the community, and maybe I do a write-up on my community section on my YouTube, or can't be asked to do a video, but I might do a video. Yeah, I might do a video. I'll see how I feel. I don't know. I expected more from Lorentz, to be honest. That's it. That's all I'm going to say for now, guys. But if you haven't pulled Lorentz yet, let me know how you get on, and hopefully all the best with your pulls. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it's going to be a VOD for most of you, as we didn't stream at the times we were supposed to stream, but I appreciate all your support. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, as all your support is greatly appreciated. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. LOC out.
There is time still to avoid this fate.
Non voltarti indietro. You see it coming.
I bring you victory, as promised.